time for you to get one.
How many guests said they gonna get us stuff though?
Really? Everybody saying they gonna give us something? That's word. All right.
I'm a name drop because Jerell was like, I'm gonna get you a new box. You see, I'm still rolling around with the box. Got the lights and stuff in there, so yeah, I'm gonna start holding these guests.
Yeah. Hold on. He said he's gonna get a new box.
He said he's gonna give me a whole new box. Bro.
All right.
Yeah, we gonna make sure. Get the box. Let the record show that Gerald Henderson, episode 1, said he was gonna get me a box to carry my lights in. man. All right, folks, we are here, man. We made it to a little cool place. Man, my guy of all guys, man. It's Terence Guess with Atlantic Bay TEG Mortgage. Man. Welcome to Keeping It Real Estate.
Keeping It Real Estate, man. Yeah, man, you guys are doing big things, man. I'm one. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting me against the greats because I've been watching. Man, and they bring that heat. But I hope everyone takes the time to really just sit back and listen. Yeah. Because one, it's good information. Mm-hmm. Everybody who has a different view and a different way of getting it done, and everybody's been successful. So I say listen because I'm listening and I'm grabbing a nugget here or there from folks who haven't even been doing this thing long, and that's what's great. So I love the ladies, I love the guys, but everybody's been representing well, man. So keep going.
I appreciate that, man. What I'm trying to do in the production crew at Creative Hub, man. The biggest thing behind it, I really want like each season to kind of have a theme, and I say seasons, but I want to keep them going. But like the first 10 episodes and the first season is really just trying to promote black business, man. I want to step out there and show the world or whoever's watching who is doing business in Charlotte, what black people are doing business in Charlotte.
That's dope, man. That's hey, way to carry that, way to be the pioneer. So that's dope, man. Way to be the pioneer.
I mean, we kind of got to. I think the more you sit back and wait for stuff, like, is anybody going to do this? Anybody do that? And then you just kind of say, you know what, I'm going to do it. Forget it. I'm going to do it.
And who better than you?
Yeah. I'll
keeping it real.
I'll take that pat on the back.
Yeah, keeping it real.
Yeah. So, so my guy TEG Mortgage, man, I call him TG all the time. I don't even feel right calling you Terrence. But Terence Guess, man, me and TG had a little Monday night show that we did on Instagram. We used to call it Monday's Edge.
Monday's
Remember that? Edge. Yeah, man. We talked about, like, we kind of just did this, right? We kept it real. We talked about the real things that go on in real estate, our pros, our cons, our ups, our downs, all of that that we deal with on a daily basis that people didn't really understand about real estate.
Absolutely. It actually helped my therapy bill. I didn't have one. I didn't have one. Now I have one. Now I'm back in therapy. So bring Mondays back. But no, it gave the opportunity to just really talk through how our clients are, right? And how our experiences are. And those things come to light. So and those things are still happening. So again, man, go back and rewind some of that. Rewind some of those Mondays. Bring that back. That's like a throwback Thursday.
Yeah. Throwback Thursday. On a Monday. But that's what this whole podcast is about, man. It's really just showcasing the real in real estate, man. So I kind of just want to kick it off and kind of let the people know who you are, man. Tell everybody who Terence Guess is and just your background.
Absolutely, man. So no, not only just a mortgage lender and as they say, certified mortgage advisor. I like that, right? Yeah. But I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a son, originally from Philadelphia, PA. Definitely, I'm a guy who wants to see people win. And we get to do that through real estate, right? We get to do that through some transactions where you get to meet some folks where, kind of humble beginnings, right? So you get the folks who got it all and can pay things cash, and you get the folks who need a little help and the assistance because they've never done it before. So from working with first-time home buyers or even let's call it first-time generational buyers. So working from that standpoint all the way through to your net worth and $1 million folks, right? But at the end of the day, it's one transaction at a time, and it's giving them you. I treat everybody the same, so that's what they know they're going to get from me.
Yeah, Terence going to give it straight.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to get it the same. Whether you make $1 or you make $1 million, you're going to get it the same, and we're going to just get it done and make sure you close.
But that's what I respect about you. I think you work with social media makes it, excuse me, social media makes it so that everybody's doing good.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody, it's just a highlight reel. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I like about you is I've talk to you and we'll do a closing, and then I don't see that picture until a week later, and I'm like, damn, Terence, that was last week. You like, man, look, I'm working. I'm not worried about social media. I know I got to post, so I'm gonna post something.
Right.
But I'm working.
Yeah.
You know. So, but you're very straightforward with clients. You tell people what they need to hear, not necessarily what they want to hear,
Right.
or may want to hear. But
Right.
that's what I respect about you, because when I know when I'm working with you,
Yeah.
I'm not wasting time.
I appreciate
Right.
that.
Because I know you're gonna nip things in the bud that other people may handhold or beat around.
Yeah.
Terrence is like, look, man, I got things to do.
Yeah.
So but that's real. I respect that.
And that's cool, right? Because we know that, good news, that's easy to share.
Yeah.
That's easy, right? But when there's, some opportunity or news that no one wants to hear, I think you got to get that even quicker.
Yep.
Because, we have folks, we have your livelihood at stake. Your funds, financial funds are at stake. So it's even more important. And, the biggest thing, and I always tell you, right, Jay, is that, you're trusting me with your paycheck. But not only are you trusting me with your paycheck, you're trusting me with your livelihood. What am I? I'm an extension of Noir, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not like, oh, well, Noir didn't refer Atlantic Bay. No, it was no Jerell referred Terrence, African American to African American. Now I'm giving you this warm handoff. Are you going to score a touchdown or are you going to fumble at the one? And that's the things that we want to make sure that, we holding each other in high regard.
Look at that analogy.
Yeah.
Little Marshawn Lynch. He should have got the ball.
I say,
should have got the ball, bro.
Yeah. Pull me out, man. Throwing balls, man.
Throw
Come
the ball.
on.
I don't care. Russell Wilson, no.
Right.
So why lending?
Why lending?
Yeah, why not real estate? Why not or realtor?
Yeah,
Things like
well,
that.
lending comes because I'm a numbers guy. So coming being a numbers guy, being a guy, I got an accounting degree from Johnson C. Smith University. But being on the numbers side, and also even being that I know that I'm one of the top African American folks in my field, right? So just not talking about Charlotte or North Carolina, I'm talking about U.S. I'm talking about worldwide. Like, so there's not a lot of folks that sit in my seat and that do what I do based off from a lending standpoint. So, numbers I get, but also being able to break down the numbers and make them make sense, make them, breaking them down to, it can just be easily explained. Let's talk about that. And that's where, it helps me have the conversation, and it's where I'm most comfortable. I couldn't do your job, brother.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Nah.
You know what? I'm saying, hey, get out my car. Get out. You at the 10 houses, you don't like that house.
Yeah.
I just negotiated closing costs. I just negotiated everything. And you told me that the bathroom is too small. How about this? Get out.
Trauma bonding. That's what this is.
Get out.
Trauma bonding. This is crazy. But that's real though, right?
Yeah.
And it's cool that you came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of people that think they can do our job.
Can't do it, bro.
A lot of people that think real estate is I could be a realtor.
Yeah.
I could sell houses. That's nothing. Speaks to the 80,000 agents that we have in North Carolina.
Nice.
What do they say? What, 17,000 are the ones that are actively selling? Out of 80?
Out of 80. Let's do the math real quick.
I don't even want to do the math on that. You're a numbers guy, but look,
Under 20%.
That's crazy.
Under 20%.
That's crazy.
20%. Under
But
20%
again, that
is actually
comes
doing
off the perception that real estate's an easy job, or real estate agent's an easy job. So I appreciate you actually even just seeing that from your side. But again, that also comes from you working in this business as a mortgage lender. You see what agents have to go through.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that I've told other lenders is, I think I won't say it's easier, but I think it's very much, if you're more of a relationship person or you like, expanding your network, mortgage lending is right up your alley because you can make those relationship connections through agents.
Right.
Right. You can be the mortgage lender for 10 different agents.
Right. True. Very true.
Yeah. So it's I like that aspect of mortgage lending. I wouldn't get into it because I don't like sitting behind a computer.
Right.
Numbers are my thing.
Yeah.
in a good, I can do numbers in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit behind a computer. I can't
I got you, man.
But that's.
I be behind my computer. Then I'm looking at ESPN. Then I'm looking at you in your videos.
Yeah.
Shouts out to y'all, man. Shouts out to the Mortgage Poppy. I see y'all out there, man.
Yeah.
Gotta give me one of those videos, man.
DOA.
Listen,
you can write some bars, man. We gonna get you in.
Man, I got a ghostwriter. He know who he is. I got a ghostwriter.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Yeah. So how does a guy, let's talk about just your background a little bit too, man. Coming up, I know we talked about why lending, but talk about your background, man. You said you came from Philly.
Yeah.
Now you're in Charlotte. What inspired that move from Philly to Charlotte?
So what inspired it? I remember laying on my bed. I think I was playing Nintendo or something, or maybe Sega Genesis. And my mom came in and she said, "Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And I said, "What do you mean? I'm gonna play this game, then I'm gonna eat that chicken you just cooked. Like, that's what I'm gonna do."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Nah, school." And this is April. This is April of 1995.
Okay.
Mind you, I graduated the end of May or June of 95, whatever high school graduations were. And She says, you either going to go to school or you going to the military. I said, oh, okay. And I remember I had a real good friend of mine. Shout out to Danielle Maddox. She's actually lives here now, but she was at Johnson C. Smith. She was a year ahead of me. And I remember reaching out to her, and there was no text at the time. I had to pick up the phone and call her. Yep. Danielle, hit me back. Leave her a voicemail. And she ended up sending me an application to Johnson C. Smith. That year, they had open enrollment year round. They were trying to fill their numbers. And I was a number that needed to get in.
Dang.
But it was either Johnson C. Smith. I stayed in my J's. Johnson and Wales, because I thought I can get into hotel management. I was going to run a hotel. Maybe one day still run a hotel. Or I did go down to the Army and did that little entrance exam or whatever the case may be. And when he was talking to me, I'm like, all right, this ain't for me. So
I didn't know that about you, Terence.
So Johnson and Wales at the time was not in Charlotte. The only one that was located was in, I want to say it was up in New York, like somewhere in New York area. It was up there. And they didn't come back with enough financial aid. So I ended up at Johnson C. Smith.
And that's a private school.
Johnson C. Smith was private and all that stuff.
And you were out of state.
And I was out of state. So I wasn't thinking, go to Cheney or go wherever
Lincoln.
up there. Lincoln, somewhere
Lincoln.
up there. I went all the way to Smith, man.
Well, that's what's up, though. It brought you down here.
Brought me down here. That's why so I started thinking about God and stuff like that. Oh, man, he ordered steps. But anyway, so brought me down here. And, linked up with the right crews, man. Linked up to, shouts out to 1906 AFIA, right? So linked up with some good brothers and started doing some internships and really took, education important, right? And I'm not, people say, well, you're not an accountant today. And no, I'm not. But I mean, I had internships. I worked at big 5 accounting firms. I worked at some of the biggest banks in the world, or I would say the biggest banks in the world, 2 of them. And then, now I'm at Atlantic Bay. So I have a well-rounded background that allows me to sit in front of buyers, agents, builders, whomever, because, I can talk the language all day.
But let's talk about that. I mean, you said you went to school for accounting. Mm-hmm. You're using your degree to a sense.
To a sense, yeah. So in a sense, arithmetic, right? Math is arithmetic, so it's a rhythm. To an extent, yes. But, the idea of as an accountant, you go from, you go accounting, then you go CPA, all that jazz. Well, I couldn't pass the CPA exam. So, with that being said, now you can take it in parts. I think you can take it in sections or whatever. Like back then you took audit, tax, all the other 2 parts, whatever it was at the time. And I was like, same for me. Yeah. So again, moving into financial analyst. And then how do I get into this business? A good friend of mine, he was a mortgage lender. He was a mortgage loan officer. Yep. And he took me to dinner. We went to Sullivan Steakhouse. Never been there before. On South Boulevard. Okay. This is back in 2003. Yeah. Sullivan's been here a while. Took me to dinner and was like, man, dinner on me. The check came out. He's like, no, it's on me. I'm like, cool. And this dude, man, showed me his pay stub.
Oh, you work for Wall Street, kind of did it.
Yeah, showed me his pay stub. And showed me his pay stub. And what he made in a month is what I was making in a year. And I was like, man. So I was like, yeah, let me see what this is like. So I remember 2003 is when I made my true introduction into mortgage lending and things of that sort.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that stuff about you. What's kind of like the biggest things or the biggest life lessons that you've learned since being in mortgage?
Man, it's not every loan's different. I don't care. I mean, we only got 5 loan programs, right? So you would figure out like, all right, it's all gonna fit into this program and all the good stuff, which is fine. But every single loan, Jerell, is different. And that really comes back to, whether it's a family, whether it's a single person, whether it's a young person, older person, whether it's a person with 5 kids, whether it's a person with no kids. But every situation is different. And you treat it different. So, you get into your Allen Iverson, I'm going to do this like my last, right? I'm going to play this game like my last. Yeah. So you get into this whole facade of like, but you like really think about it like you're helping somebody. Right. You're helping it. And that's where it came to me. I was like, sometimes, man, this is really first generational purchase. Mm-hmm. So it's not even like I'm a first-time home buyer. No, I'm a first-time generational purchase in my family, the lineage of my family. I'm 40 years old. I've never bought a house. My mom didn't buy a house. Her mom didn't buy a house. Her mom didn't. Like, I'm the first. Yeah. So that's a lot of pressure. And so when you think about it, you're like, all right, well, how can I help this person achieve that? And, it comes back down to income, assets, credit. No matter what. Those things are consistent. Yep. But every opportunity to help somebody is different.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything you regret? Anything that you would have changed?
Yeah, so my word for this year, right? Everybody's on these words for this year, and I do them. I used to do it with Elevation Church.
I've been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah, so you good. Yeah. So my word for this year is love.
Okay.
Love, brother love. Remember brother love from wrestling? Brother love. But love. And love is that I show soft love and hard love just in everything that I do.
Yeah.
And love kind of will be at the center. But with that being said, the thing that I would say, if I could have do-overs, it would be that I really truly help folks really truly understand. Yes, I'm a straight shooter. Yes, you know what I mean. I'm a go hard, but understand that passion that's underlining is truly me saying how much I care, and I want you to understand that. So don't come across, so don't feel bad when you call me and you say, "Well, Terence, what can I do? Do that?" And I say, "Pay your bills on time,"
right?
Because that's true.
Yeah.
Now, my tone could be a little bit different, or maybe you want me to say it softer, but really understand like there is no way to mortgage a home without paying your bills on time. Stop. It doesn't happen, right? Every day I see it. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Let's just be honest. It's just like our kids, right? Once, and it's even me, not even our kids. Once you get what you want, it's an afterthought. Like, I got the house, now what? Are you going to fix the house up? Are you going to change the interior? Are you going to change the exterior? Or are you going to pay the bills on time? Like, all those things happen. So it's just like we got to have retrained muscle memory of this is how we want to get things done, but we got to be true to ourselves and all that. So it's just me, I would say, if I change anything, is just taking that approach to make sure I explain. Take 30 seconds just to explain, like, hey, yeah, I'm a straight shooter. Yeah, I know that Jerell told you this about me, but understand, when I'm telling you something, I'm telling you my truth, and I'm telling you the truth to help us get over the hump to get you into the house. Yeah, that's all.
No, I feel that. That's what's up, though. I mean, I think it's important for people to understand. Like, when I say he's a straight shooter, I want people to understand, like, I'm sending you to him because I need you to hear it right. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I definitely appreciate that. And I think my clients do as well. I mean, we worked together with Angela.
Yeah.
And Byron, when they bought their house. So just that, they were like, hey, man, why what took us so long? Why we ain't get to Terrence in the beginning? And I was like, well, listen, this, that, and the third. You guys were talking about this. But just knowing that they were appreciative of you being straightforward with them. Like, things like that are very helpful. What do you see for TEG Mortgage going forward?
Yeah.
Whether it be a 5-year plan or just, you have you thought about branching off and doing your own thing, or is, what's next?
Yeah, next, man, is we're gonna take on the masses, right? The other day I was sitting, someone was saying, man, can you take this on, or would you take this on? Absolutely. Not turning my collar down for anybody. So I mean, I would say from a larger standpoint, it's interesting. The other day I was watching Deion Sanders, and he got not a podcast, but he had a show that they doing,
the
documentary, right? And I've been watching a couple episodes, but one thing he talked about was dominating. He said, in order to elevate, you got to dominate. And I thought that was so prevalent, right? And I was telling my son, he's 14 in high school, playing varsity basketball as a freshman. I told him, man, listen to this, what Prime said, right? Hall of Famer. He said, in order for you to elevate, you got to first dominate. Yeah. But before, as I'm telling him that, I was telling myself that at 45 years old. And before I do anything else, so it's like starting Jerell is like making sure that we dominate on all these small levels as we begin to elevate. But I plan to take this platform as far as it can possibly go. We can get to a more national level, just ensuring that we are helping home buyers across. I mean, I care about the African American community, but I want all communities to understand with regards to what is home buying, what does it mean? Folks talk about wealth or wealth building, and people say, okay, well, you know what? Hey, I bought my house, I live in my house, but now, you know what? I want to buy an investment property. Cool. Let's break down the small intricacies of what that means of buying an investment property, right? Because as you go, if you're looking at all the highlight reels on social media, that's just going to give you a small facade of what it could be, as opposed to, are you ready for when your tenant can't pay rent? Yep. Are you ready for when they move out the house and it's in shambles and you got to fix it up? Are you ready for, they can't pay rent? So are you really ready for the things? Don't look at the positives, look at those negatives. But for me, it's really elevating, but dominating on every level that we can possibly do. We're going to take this national. Yeah.
That is our responsibility. And I hate when agents just get you in the house. I'm not a fan of agents just helping you find a house and just getting you in there. Like, we have a responsibility, especially in our community. We have a responsibility to either re-educate or properly educate the people that don't know, man. Do you understand how far behind we are to our counterparts?
Correct.
I mean, just the idea of where I'm thinking right now, one of my goals is to have an investment property right now for both of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, when they graduate high school or college, they have a house.
Right. All day.
Like, I'm thinking that way.
Correct.
I don't even care about it being. They can use it as residual income if they want.
Right.
I want them to have a house.
Right.
Because I understand how hard it is to buy a house right now.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine what it'll be like in 10, 20 years.
Insane.
Or 10, 15 years to buy a house. When they're trying to buy a house, what interest rates will be, what the cost will be.
Correct.
What the hell is minimum wage?
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
so I'm preparing myself for the future, which is properly preparing the people underneath me.
Absolutely.
For their future.
And that's great, because then that's going to help debunk that whole thing about generational being, right? Because if I'm already starting off with something, then I have something, and it's going to be tough. Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's what we have, again, our responsibility to educate people properly.
Yeah.
My clients, I want them to understand, hey, we're not going to just get you in this house.
Yeah.
I want people to understand that the real American dream is not just home ownership. It's equity.
Right.
So what am I doing with it?
Correct.
Right? What am I creating by having home ownership?
Yeah.
That's really what I get motivated behind that, and I get frustrated when I see agents putting people in houses, or I won't even say that because I don't know, but I'm in my mind I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's a big house. I know that person.
Yeah, it's tough.
They should.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
Charlotte is small.
Yeah,
I've been here 26 years. This will be my 27th year. I know a lot of people, and I know people that are buying houses with other agents, and it's fine. But I look at them and I look at the situation and I go, you bought the wrong house.
Correct.
Your agent didn't properly prepare you for what's coming. But it's fine. You know, people live and learn. But I am working hard to try to change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Cool. I have a segment, Terrence, where you kind of drop 2 golden nuggets. I want you to just give me, whether it be words to live by, Bible verses, advice for a new lender, agent, whatever it is. Give me those. Give me two little pieces of information.
Man, I think the word would be purposeful, and being purposeful, and think about it just from kind of the platforms that we all have, right?
Yeah.
I don't care, people call them followers. Like I say, it's just the people you hang out with, from social media or the people in your circle. It's just be purposeful in everything that you do. Have an intellect that, whatever I'm going to post, whatever I'm going to share, let it be like insightful. Let the folks have some meat around it, because as you see, as we are, and I think it was even said by someone else, as we're just kind of flicking through our social media threads, we're just looking to see, sometimes I'm just passing time. Sometimes I'm just trying to see what's out there. But if you're going to post something, make it about something, right? Let's not post something that's just frivolous about dancing or about this. I mean, that you can do that, but what are we doing, right? We're wasting time. So if you're going to post and you're going to be purposeful, be in that lane for it, right? I totally use this, honestly, this vehicle engine. I use social media to promote my business. If I didn't have business, I don't know if I would use it. Yeah. Just being honest. Yeah. Maybe I would just be one of these folks out here just ghosting and just, whatever. But if it wasn't for business, so find your purpose, live by your purpose, and start walking in that purpose. Because we talk a big game. We talk a lot, right? Yeah. But how many people actually live in it? Yeah. And you got to live it too. So that's what I would say.
I like that. That's a good piece of advice. Because, and I want to elaborate on that. I think we are what we are witnessing right now is the evolving of social media. Just like you said, you use it for business. It's becoming an avenue for business. Nobody cares about your personal life anymore. Right. Really. Right. Everybody right. that's posting is either they're an entrepreneur. Yeah. They are trying to create content so that they can make money off of it. Correct. Social media has now become this engine of how can I do this better than that person, or how can I get money from it? Correct. It's no longer just for, hey, cousin Lucy is in Philly. Right. I ain't seen her in a long time. It was so nice to see you post pictures with the kids. They're getting big. Right. So each social media network is different. And each one allows you to do those things, but it's starting to be, it's becoming just a business. Yeah. So if you're gonna be there, be purposeful. Be purposeful. Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I mean, it's coming. They trying to figure out. Trust me, they trying to figure out how to add that tax ID to it so they can start taxing you. They do it on Cash App and Venmo already. Yeah, so it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. So it's gonna be like the elite users, right? And this is how they're gonna warp us out, right? They're gonna be like, how the general is free. But you want to go up level? Oh, it's gonna be $10 a month, $20 a month. Premium. It's gonna be premium access. Yeah. And it's gonna be dependent upon how much you want to pay. Yeah, I can see it going that way. They already know they're working on it, man. Well, I mean, social media itself is free, right? In the sense of the basics, right? Correct. If you want to, again, build your business. You want to now they got subscriptions. You can subscribe, things like that. They got OnlyFans, whatever. You can make business off anything. What about a Bible verse, favorite quote? What you got?
Yeah, Jeremiah 29, man. For I know the plans. The plans to procure you, the plans to prosper, plans to take care of you. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. So I live by that one, man. Yeah, that's it right there. But plans, God knows the plans. So I ain't gotta wake up and try to outdo Jerell.
Right.
I ain't gotta try to make sure that I gotta sit up straighter than Jerell. No, he already got the plans for me. Got the plans for you, and it's the plans to prosper. So if we walk in that and we understand that, it's really all good, man.
I love that.
It's all good.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I added a segment where you get to allow my guests to ask me a question.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to interview me. We flip the script a little bit. You
Right.
get a chance to interview me, ask me a question.
Right. I think I've asked this question, but I don't know if I've asked it publicly. So we'll go about that, right? So we'll go back this and say, man. So when I met you, you were at Costner, not Costner. Excuse me. Costner's your law firm. That you use,
Costello?
but Costello. Yeah, Costello. Sorry. Shouts out to is it John Costello?
Yep.
Yeah. So John, my bad. But you were at Costello. You were doing major things there, right? And you even had your team Noir. Why leave Costello? Because they'll give you whatever you wanted. Just branch off and start your own. Why that?
Why that? So I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with Costello.
Okay.
Me and John. I just talked to John yesterday, so me and John still connect. The thing with Costello versus opening up Noir, man, I had a conversation, man. I love John. We had a conversation when I told him the idea. He said, "Let's do lunch." He said because he said, "I don't want to send you out there to fail. If you're gonna do this, let's do it right. Let's meet."
Right.
So I was like, "All right, let's do it."
Yeah.
So we sat down, we had lunch, and one thing I told John was, I said, "John, the difference between my community, the black community, and let's just your community, John, is ownership is everything. I'm always if I have this opportunity and I'm doing well with Noir and I'm making you money, I'm looked at as less than. And it's not about caring what other people think.
Right.
It's, in my community, I have an opportunity to provide ownership and have people feel a sense of pride.
Right.
Right. And it was also because I didn't want to lose the people that were with me.
Correct.
Right. We were getting to a point where we were so successful, them team splits plus the firm splits was going to get in the way.
Gotcha.
Right. And it was, I have a chance to branch off and become our own entity and give these agents, one, allow them to make more money.
Yep.
But two, give them a sense of pride.
Wow.
Give them a sense of, yeah, man, we doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they can come back. They can come back. They getting paid. But their commission check is getting written to Noir or from Noir.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing for me to just say, you know what, I have to accept responsibility.
Yep.
And give these agents what I promised them, and that promise was to take care of them, to give them a platform, to learn, grow, and the best way to do it was to be under our own ranks.
That's
right?
dope,
It
man.
was, look, let's do this on our own. As long as y'all willing to ride this out with me, I'm willing to do it. And I was surrounded by, or I still am surrounded by, powerful people who aren't just yes people.
Yeah.
And I may have said this on the previous podcast. I'm not even sure. It may have been on Desiree and Cherie's episode, but and people know it. One day I was on the phone with somebody and they asked me that same question. When you gonna start your own firm? I was like, man, listen, I ain't doing that. Too much liability, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there working. We hang up and Desiree cuts in and she's like, you sound like you're making a bunch of excuses. But I'm like, damn, who's she talking to? But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, to have people around me that don't just go, oh, yes, let's do that. Yes.
Yeah.
No. Hey, bruh, you making excuses. Time to step up and do something about it. So, yeah, ownership, giving the agents a sense of pride, and then also just, stop making excuses, man. I didn't think I was making any, but I was.
Yeah.
So it was cool. That was a good question, but I wouldn't change it.
Right.
I would change some of the lessons I'm learning because it's expensive. These are expensive lessons. But I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
I've lost some agents.
Yep.
I've gained a lot of agents.
Yeah.
That knew what they were looking for or know what they're looking for, and when they join, and we've become really good family.
Right.
That's what this is, man. So, but yeah, these are some expensive lessons.
Yeah. So Noir is a black owned firm,
black owned
but
and operated.
But make no mistake, Noir is for everybody.
Yeah,
so it's not just for folks that look like me. It's folks that look like whomever and whatever style you have. So make sure, kind of flipping the script. This ain't keeping it real estate, right? Keeping it real estate, but make sure you go holler at my man and make it have a conversation. I like what John said. Yeah. Let's have lunch. Yeah. And let's just make sure it makes sense.
And listen, man, that goes to show John doing that was huge. Yeah. Because I wrestled with, should I tell him? Mm-hmm. Or should I just leave? Mm. And every firm I've left, I've sat down with the broker in charge, told him I was leaving. Right. But I've never sat down with a broker in charge and told him or an owner and told them I was going to compete necessarily. Correct. I'm opening my own brokerage. Right. But I said, you know what? Why change now? Tell him, let him know your plan, and if he don't respect it, then we wasn't friends in the beginning. Correct. But I sat down with him, and when that was the first thing, he was like, well, let's meet. If that's what you really want to do, let's meet. I don't want you out here fucking up. Yep. So I always have respect for people that will talk to you about their issues. Yeah. That they want to find a solution. Exactly. The ones that avoid it, yes, I call them immature. Yeah, very much so. I call them immature. Right. I call them I tell them they have what's the word? When you're not confident about yourself. Insecure. Insecure. I call them insecure. Yeah, insecure. And I've had those conversations with people to their face, whether it be to their face or on the phone. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was immature of you. It was very immature. And that's not a slight. That's really about accountability. Yeah. Because I think that's the other piece. I know but the thing is really like we're moving so far from accountability. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be liked, or everybody wants to make sure they're saying the right things, or this, that, and third. No, I'm going to not only be direct, but I'm going to be direct to you. Yeah. I'm not going to be direct behind you. Yep. That's not direct. Yeah. That's indirect, or that's indecisive, or that's whatever it is. But me being direct to you, I'm telling you, hey, sharpen up. Yep. These are things that you did to me to make me feel like this is my opinion. I see the subliminal. People say, I can't even say the word because I don't. Subliminal. Subliminal. Right? They'll throw shots, but are you throwing shots? I'm not even paying attention to you. Yeah. Right? Oh, God. I mean, it's so many words that so many analogies. I remember one good one is the dog barks at the moon, but the moon never barks back. Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. So it's so many different things, and it's like if you have an issue with me, talk to me, because I'm the only one that can fix me, right? Or fix the situation. Yes. And it just becomes just so much this, that, and third. So, yes, brother, I applaud you. Yeah. We're going to keep rocking no matter what. Yeah, we can close 1 deal a year. We can close 20 a year. It don't matter. Much success to you, as I know it's just mutual. And I want to continue to work with like-minded people. Yeah. So, again, when you're looking for a realtor, you're looking for a firm, you're looking for Noir. The reason I support and put my name on Noir is because they are like-minded individuals. They're professionals. They're consummate professionals. But you're going to get what you're going to get. Yeah. I can call anybody in your firm, and I can have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. And we've had tough deals. Yeah. So our deal ain't been good. Yeah. But we've had, they're all good deals. But you know what I mean? You're going to have some hair. But you're going to have some tough, but you can have the conversation every time. Hey, T, appreciate it, but this is what happened. Yep. And Jay, I appreciate it, but this is what I heard. And you just have the conversation. You walk it through. If you're looking for a realtor that's just want to be dancing in your videos and putting on scarves and robes and king of Majamba, whatever, man, leave the nonsense at home. Yeah. Leave the nonsense. It was funny, man, and this had nothing to do with the podcast. But, bro, I was at the game the other night, and Ja Morant, and Ja, they blew the Hornets out. And you have folks saying, Ja, and he's young, and the ladies love him, and this is great. But they were like, go ahead and do the gritty. Yeah. Do the gritty. Well, just tell the man to put a black face on his face and just do what? Hidey. Yeah. Like, really? Yeah. Come on, man. and if that's what y'all want, respectfully, then I'm not the lender for you. Right. Because we can laugh and joke, but we're gonna do that after you close. Yeah, I have no reason to. It's not post. I just got a loan application. This person talked to me, bro. I got a loan application out there right now where a guy called me on the agent. Love him to death. Called me on the 27th of December. Mm-hmm. I was driving in my car,
going to a basketball game to see Trey played out in Columbia, South Carolina. I called the guy, said, hey, I'll take the application with you. Kid plays today. It's going to be a little bit late. Yeah. After the game, they lost. I'm not in the right mind space. I called the client back saying, hey, didn't have a good game. Sons, I need to talk to him for a little bit, but I'm going to call you the next morning. Call him next morning. No problem. Everything was good. We take the application. We got an approval. We got a contract because it was need to be done ASAP. Got a contract in. Got all this, that, and third. And now here it is, fast forward a couple weeks later, and I'm sitting here like this because I'm waiting for him to sign disclosures. Sign disclosures because, I found out that my cousin just got his license as a mortgage lender in North Carolina. And respectfully, I said, okay, so let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm not moving
That's all.
forward.
I'm not.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell me what you want to do, right? So, but I say that to say, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to look at the camera. He didn't ask me this question, but I'm going to tell you. You can't have more than one real estate agent. You can't. It doesn't work. It's in poor taste. You can have more than one lender, but at some point prior to you going under contract, you need to select that lender. So hear my words again. Prior to you going under contract, you need to select that lender because it's time, energy, and money being wasted by us not knowing what needs to happen. Somehow he got to get that put in there, but that has to happen. That has to happen, right? Yeah. Because it's just so much misinformation. I love the internet. I love Google, but it's giving people, is empowering them. Yes, we tell them to do their research, but I'm not saying you're researching too much, but you're researching the wrong things because you're getting out of order. Yeah. And we know that order is important to everything that we do. Order. It's in the Bible. It's in relationships. It's in your marriage. It's a thing called order. You got to have order. And I think that's where the missing part of everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur, Jerell.
I hope not.
No.
Who going to work for them?
Right. So it ain't going to work. Yeah. So you got to be an audience of one. You can be a team of one. You can be a manager of one. But you just got to understand that, know thyself and know exactly what you want to work for. And it'll be fine, man.
Love it.
Man, wow.
Man, my boy TG, I'll tell you, man, that's why I like him because he always coming through with something, some energy, man, and always good words of advice. So I appreciate you coming, man. Let the people know how they can get in touch with you. Talk to your camera. Let the people know how they can get in touch with you.
Man, you can reach me, area code 215-280-2294. I am on all social media outlets. Yes, I talked about Google. Feel free to Google Terence Guess. You'll see the reviews. You'll see whatever else you want to see out there. But it's all good stuff, man.
Love it, love it. You know how to follow me anywhere on every social media platform at Sold by Rel. Of course, follow the firm's page at Noir Group _LLC. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everything, bro.
You on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. This is on YouTube, man.
They let 45-year-olds on TikTok.
They let anybody on TikTok, man. And I just watched a TikTok this morning with this old lady. She was making a joke. She went back to her high school and she was dancing. And the caption, she was like 85 years old. The thing said it was playing nothing but a gangster
party.
Right, an old white lady. She's dancing, and the caption said, "I went back to my high school that I dropped out of in 1960 whatever."
Right.
To the girls that said I wasn't gonna be nothing when I was here. Now I got 6.5 million followers and I'm dancing on them because they dead. So yeah, you can be however old you want to be on TikTok, bro. Be anybody you want. But again, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. You know, this is always special when we connect, man.
Definitely.
I love the gems you drop. I think people gonna love what you say. But anytime, man, we here, man. Drop your tagline. What is it?
We are still here.
Yep. You already know, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate
Thank you very
man.
much.